Hello, welcome to You Know Something. I'm Dena.
And I am Diana.
Hello, Diana.
Hey, I've had a great day. How about you?
Hey, that's awesome. It was not uneventful, so that's a good one. That's a good one to me. And there's no
True.
events. Just of note to our listeners, Diana is prone. She's lying down on her back because you should brag on what you had done, I guess. You have a great lady in your Medi Spa who does permanent makeup, and she did
That's
your
right.
eyeliner, and it looks so cool, except for the ice pack on one
Yeah, you gotta ice it a little bit, but it'll be all right. And I'm here to have fun and
Yeah.
learn.
Diana's a trooper, man. She's a trooper. Well, today's episode's a little different. We are going to learn, but we're going to learn about you and a little
Okay.
about me, maybe.
Okay.
Now, we did an episode like this when you first joined the podcast, Diana, back in February, I think, where I just asked you some questions about yourself so our listeners could get to know you.
Yeah.
This is a different source of questions. Some may repeat, but it's been a long time, and if somebody's discovering us just now, that's fine too. And if anybody else has like post-menopause, dementia light like I do, you get to enjoy things over and over again. That's the great part
And
about
they're
it.
brand new every time.
You get to watch movies over and over and meet new people every day because you forgot them.
Yeah, that one is hard.
I shouldn't make light of it because there are people out there definitely suffering from dementia, which is just a horrible, horrible thing. My dad went through that too. But you got to kind of make light of things sometimes. And I do forget a lot. So we'll see how this goes. And maybe you've forgotten them too. And you can be like, oh, I never thought about my favorite color before, even though you've already told us. So our
I could
listeners,
have changed my mind. You never know.
that's true. You know, when you're little, you change your favorite color like every other day. And then you get older, it kind of sticks usually.
Yeah. Yeah, you choose one.
Yeah, I know yours is red, 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 red.
Yeah, I love red.
Okay, so let's get started. Listeners, we're so glad you're here. We love you guys. And I think these questions will make you stop and think about yourself. And I think it's kind of good to occasionally reevaluate yourself and ask yourself these questions and make you think, "Oh, what do I think about that?"
Right.
You
Because
get it.
everything, every day brings a new lesson, a new challenge, a new triumph, and we gain from all of those things. So I think reevaluation and reassessment is really key to making sure that you're staying on track and you're making progress.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well said. Well said.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to get started. Here we go. If you could feel great, not feel any older, but everything around you would proceed as normal, and you could be granted to live 200 years, and then one day you just don't wake up. You didn't get sick, you didn't feel weak, or you didn't feel tired, you didn't feel achy. Would you want to live till 200 years old?
I personally would not.
Why not?
I'm looking forward to heaven. And if you're really wanting me to get into things, the way life has gone, really the last 10 years, and the older that I get, my perspective changes on how long I want to live. And it's not that I have a death warrant, but I'm not afraid of death or dying. I think it's as natural as birth.
Hmm.
But no, 200. Can you imagine how much Botox it would take at 200 years old? A lot.
Would hold that stuff together would be tough.
Heck, we'd have to have peanut butter and Elmer's glue.
Spackle. I feel the same way in a way. I'm kind of torn because, think about all the people you would lose and how your life would change so much and things around you would change. You would feel like a stranger in a strange land, probably.
Almost like an orphan.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. And I already do kind of feel like a stranger in a strange land, but there's so many things I want to do, and I don't want to say wasted, but I had kind of a screwed up first half of my life. So if my second half was a lot longer than it probably is going to be, I have a long list of things I'd like to do. So I'm a
And you
20.
know what? You would go into that second 100 years with a lot more wisdom than your first
Oh,
100. So, yeah, I would say probably the next 100 would just fly right by.
yeah, exactly. I just have to make new friends,
Yeah.
a new family.
Right.
Think how many dogs you could get.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's awesome. I do like that thought.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of dogs, Diana,
Mm-hmm.
if you could be any animal, you've got to be an animal. You can't be a human animal. You've got to be an animal. What animal would you want to be?
I would be the wolf.
Ooh, interesting.
I feel like that is my spirit animal.
Mm. Like a lone wolf or a wolf pack?
Well, again, that just depends on the day. There are times I want to pack around me, and then there are times I'm just the lone wolf. But I would, that is a tough one. I would probably choose the pack because, their strength as a pack and the way they look after each other. Um, I think that's, I think that's absolutely what I'd want to be. Is yeah, a pack animal, wolf.
Would you be the leader of the pack?
No, I feel like the male is the leader of the pack.
Okay. I could see you howling at the moon because you're a
Yeah,
night owl, and I could see you running through the woods in just your
mess.
fur
I don't
coat.
know about, I don't know about all that running through the woods in dark, but maybe as a wolf I would have better eyesight than I do as a human.
Oh, true. I could see you rip a rabbit's head off.
Really? No, you didn't have to say all that. I was really in until you brought the rabbits in.
Oh, I've tried not to concentrate on these questions because it's not fair for me to have time to think about them and you don't, but I had to.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you don't think about them. That's
Yeah.
true.
But if I had had time to think about it, I would probably Google what animal lives, comparable amount of years to a human, which I think maybe an elephant does.
Yeah, you'd make a great elephant, baby.
Oh, thank you.
You did, you would. And
Not sure how
elephants,
to
of
take.
course, have that same type of demeanor of taking care of their babies. And, the older elephant leads them to the water holes where they've always been. And um, I could see you as an elephant.
Oh, thank you, I think.
No, they're
Now
very
look at you. I think of an
smart.
elephant.
Well, you know what I mean.
It would be fun to have a trunk for a day. See what you could do.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have enough Botox to help you if you're an elephant, though.
You'd be like, get out of here, girl. Well, when you're born with wrinkles like an elephant, you don't really think about it, I guess.
They don't even notice.
Yeah, that'd be another good reason. All right, this one is maybe too deep, and you may not want to share with the whole world, but you might could generalize, or you may say nothing. But the question is, what if you could change one thing about your past? Would you? I guess I could say, would you? You don't have to say what it is unless you want.
Absolutely would. I don't mind to. We are on a podcast, and that is part of sharing ourselves. Is part of the vulnerability, and also the times that we've walked in life that we're not super duper proud of. I would change. I married someone out of guilt,
Mm.
not out of love.
Oh,
And it was the worst decision I'd ever made. And I don't mind to share on a different, session
yeah.
exactly kind of what happened because I feel like a lot of people would learn from that.
Okay.
But at the same time, I made a terrible mistake as a marriage and it almost cost me my life,
Wow. Did you
literally.
waste a lot of years too?
No, I didn't. It was 8 months
Oh, okay.
or 6 months, something like that.
Well, that's good.
So I was able to get past that, but I had a lot of learning during that time.
I'll bet. I'll bet.
That would be the one thing I would change.
Good. I think a lot of people have done that. Mine would be, I think, I wish I had focused more on education.
Mhm.
When I was in high school, it was kind of like not cool to learn and be smart. And I did great in school until I got into high school. It was very easy for me. And then I just decided it was cooler to forget your
To
homework.
be stupid,
Yeah, to be stupid.
I decided it was just better to be stupid. See, that's this 100 years that you're learning, Dina, and now the next 100 years you're gonna go and you're gonna learn, learn, learn.
Yeah, get a doctorate or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why I like doing this podcast because I do research and I learn things that I'm sure everybody else in the world knows, but I'm like fascinated. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know that. So that's a fun thing, I guess. When you don't know much, there's so much to learn. If you had to choose between, well, that's kind of what we were just talking about. If you had to choose between great wealth or great wisdom, I mean, we know what we're supposed to say. Which would you choose?
I really would do wisdom because I feel like if you make wise choices throughout life, it is going to benefit you financially. But wisdom can't always be compared to money because I've known a lot of people that have had a lot of money and have not used very good wisdom throughout their lifetime, and it brought them a lot of hurt and pain.
Mhm.
So, money's nice, don't get me wrong, but I do think that I would much err on the side of wanting wisdom.
Yeah. I kind of feel like if you had the wisdom, the money would come. Maybe not wealthy, but you would have what you need because you're wise.
Correct.
If you had the wealth without the wisdom, you're going to lose the wealth.
Yeah.
We see it
Yeah.
happen with lottery winners all the time.
Yes. What is it about that?
I don't know. I saw a story the other day, and I don't have it in front of me, so I may get the facts wrong, but this guy was wrongly jailed for murder, and someone took up his case for free. DNA proved he was not guilty. He had been in jail for like a couple of decades, I think. He was
Oh.
released. He sued the city and got like $40 million, and then he got arrested for murdering somebody.
Uh-uh.
Yes, for a drug deal gone wrong. Now, number one, why are you dealing drugs when you have 40 million?
Right. Yeah. Great question, Dina.
So there's where wisdom would have come in handy.
Yeah.
This one is really heavy, but I think you can handle it. Okay, think in your brain. I'm trying to think of a good scenario. Let's say that someone you loved was standing in the road in the way of a car, or you saw a car coming off the road towards this person. You could push them out of the way, but most likely you would be hit by the car when you push them out of the way. In other words, you're sacrificing yourself for the sake of someone that you love. How, in your mind, how many people would you do that for?
Three.
Three people. Okay, I would do that for,
By
well,
the,
that's hard.
by
That's
the
hard.
way, by the way, you're one of them.
What? Diana, you don't have to say that.
Well, I wouldn't say it if it's not true. You know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd be like, no, Diana, and I'd push you back, and you'd push me back. We both get killed.
And people drive on by and go, they're fine if they're arguing.
What about give a kidney to?
Sure. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I have,
At my age, you know
yeah,
where I'm at in life, and I can do fine on one as long as the one is healthy and can sustain me. Of course.
yeah. People seem to do that, and I admire them greatly, but they'll do it for a stranger they meet in an elevator who mentions, I'm dying because I need a kidney, and they'll do it. And I think, I want to save mine for my family, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure I would do it for a stranger.
Yeah. I might try to help them find somebody or give them money for their procedure, their dialysis, but I just think, what if my niece or nephew needed one?
Sure.
And I've already given one. And let me ask you this as a nurse, and you may not be prepared to answer this. Just like you said, I would give one because I have another one that's
Hmm.
good. Why can't that person just live on one? Because it's not good either. Is it always both are bad when they have to get one, or?
No, not necessarily. And again, this is not my genre area,
Mhm.
but if they only have one that is functioning well, I can't see why they would need another.
Hmm.
However, if both of the kidneys, were impacted and they lost one for sure, another wasn't able to filter, everything through the liver and process like we do for elimination, then they might need another kidney to help kind of sustain that to balance.
Okay. I've always wondered because it's like after you woke up from your surgery, if you donate it, you'd be like, wait a minute, you've got two and now I've only got one. That's a bum
Great
deal.
question. I would hopefully hope that's answered before you go to surgery. You might be a little aggravated and say, "Give me that back."
Okay, some I've always wondered. All right, this one's much more light, thank goodness. What if you saw someone you didn't know come out of a public toilet and they had toilet paper stuck to their shoe and they walked by you? Would you grab them and tell them or try to step on it or?
I have stepped on it before. I watched Dan do that one time at a concert. This guy came out, he had toilet paper on his shoe, and Dan just, we were walking in that direction, so he just stepped on the toilet paper and it obviously fell off, and the guy kept going, and he never knew anything different.
Oh, I love
But
that.
yeah, so I tried that and I bumped right into the person. And
They
so then,
stopped short.
yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I was really trying to do this without you knowing about it and embarrassing you, but obviously when I ran into them, they're like, what?
I love that because I've gone out with friends before and I've talked about this before, I think, and come home, go into the bathroom, use the bathroom, and I look in the mirror and I've got like a big black smear of makeup under my eye or something, and I think, nobody told me that.
Yeah, that's
Makes you,
something you just need to tell everybody.
yeah. And one time I was at work and I went all day, well, half a day, because I got there and went to the bathroom with my skirt stuck in my pantyhose back in the days when you wear pantyhose.
You cannot feel that. Just
Uh-uh.
for men, that to let you know when we have pantyhose on, that we need you to take care of us and make sure that we're all safe and secure and down back there because you really cannot feel it.
You can't, the breeze doesn't hit your booty when you have those thick legs pantyhose that I have.
Mhm. Exactly.
So I thought, no one here's my friend. No one. All right, speaking of workplace, what if you were at work, and this wouldn't really work for what you do? You'd have to imagine, let's say when you were working at the hospital, you saw someone steal some paper office supplies out of the cabinet. You just happened upon them and they don't know that you saw them. Would you tell anyone that someone at work stole from where you work?
I would not tell anyone except I would go to that person and say, hey, somebody has to pay for that. And at the end of the day, everything comes out of the financial bucket. So if we all have to buy more paper, then we're probably not going to potentially get a raise for the year. And I would just say, I don't think that that's a good idea that you do that. You might get caught and you might get fired. That's how I would handle that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Make it for their benefit in a way.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or you're taking care of them.
right.
And
Okay, that's
that's
good.
not accusatory. So then you can continue to work with that person without kind of that little sandpaper in there.
Good. That's good. All right.
Thanks. Yeah.
I don't know if your partner, Dan, listens to this or not. And I just say partner because that's what this question says. So you may not want to answer this, but it says, what if you were given the opportunity to mold an aspect of your partner the way you wanted it to be? Ooh, this is a tricky question for you. Would you do it? And if so, what would you mold? What would you change?
What would I change about Dan? Is that what the question is?
It could be one little aspect that you just kind of want to mold a little bit to your liking, but you don't have to answer. This is a dangerous question.
No, it's fine. Dan has a very black and white type of personality, and things are one way or the other with him. And one of the things that he does is make sure that everything's in line perfectly. Like all of his shirts are color coded with the matching color, hangers, and mine is just thrown all over the place. And he's extremely rigid, has a home for everything, has taught me a lot with that.
Hmm.
I would just like him to be maybe just, and I have to say, living with me all these years, he has toned down and learned to accept a lot that is not,
Regimented.
regimented. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
Hmm.
But that's it. Other than that, he's perfect.
You guys are probably good for each other because you get let
Right.
him be a little more laid back and loose, and then he gets you a little more organized.
Exactly. And that's what's happened.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't have a partner, so I'll skip that question. All right. What would you do, Diana? You're home by yourself, let's say, and you're looking out your window at your beautiful view, and you see a spaceship land in your backyard. What would first thing would
Fun question. I like
you?
this. Because as we've referenced several times, I love watching Ancient Aliens. Um,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I would stand there and just see what happens. Are they going to open a door? You know, I'm not
Wouldn't
sure that I
immediately
would.
call for help. You wouldn't immediately call.
No. I want to, if I have the opportunity to have that type of experience, the last thing I'm going to do is call anybody. I want to see what happens. And if
Wow.
they load me up in the spaceship, then they just load me up. But 911's not going to find me in space anyway.
It's logic. That's kind of a crazy logic. What are they going to do?
Well, what are they going to do?
Hmm.
But, I like knowing or experiencing new things. And I don't know whether there are aliens out there or not. I think that's a possibility for sure. We're here just because we've not saw them does not mean they do not exist.
Right.
And again, I wouldn't get a gun and start shooting at them or do anything. I probably would just, well, I would stand there in awe because I mean that would be a very shocking experience,
Right.
and just to try to take it all in.
Don't you kind of wish, do you ever kind of wish something like that would happen?
Yes, yes, I do.
That's an interesting phenomenon. Some people are like so afraid because we keep hearing little rumblings that that's a possibility, even from the government.
Oh my goodness. I think they've been out there enough to where if they had the ability or the desire to do something to planet Earth, they would already have done that.
Probably squash us like a bug. Yeah. I think as I grew up watching movies, that was kind of a big theme when I was little, space. I watched Lost in Space and all that. To me, it all seemed exciting and, make you get an
Mhm.
adrenaline rush. And I was curious. Now, they weren't attractive or anything, kind of scary.
No, I'm not going to say they're attractive for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. People have a tendency to say, "What is that? I'm gonna shoot it."
Yeah, I don't got that in me.
All right, very interesting. I think I would probably say like a big phrase, chain of cuss words, probably in phrases, and then I duck down and then I like peek back up.
They would think you were playing peekaboo with them.
But I would definitely call for backup. Yeah, I call for backup.
Now, I might call Dan and say, baby, look at what's going on.
That's true. Most people would be able to catch it on camera immediately, not like in the old days. So you could. I just want somebody to see it too, so they wouldn't think I was crazy.
Right?
But you would be shocked. Like you say, you'd be kind of frozen at first. All right, you either have to live somewhere that is always above 100 degrees. Now it might be 101, or it's always below freezing, which could be 31, but it's that way 365.
Mm. I would take the heat. I can't
Would
stand
you?
the cold.
Really? Wow. Uh,
Really.
Yeah, 101. I know it's been one something here, and I just can't go outside. I just can't take it. So
Well, you can't go outside long when it's 31 degrees either
that's
or
true.
below.
That's true. You would freeze. Hmm. I like
I'm making you think, Dana.
yeah, I hate to be cold too. I really do. As I get older, I kind of hate to be hot. I feel like you can bundle up and put on layers and get under the blankets, but with the heat, just got to count on that air conditioner not going out.
All right.
All right. If you found where you live, let's say you guys were excavating a lot and you were kind of surveying it after the workers had left that day, and you were walking around out there with your doggy, and you saw a bag that had been buried under there. It's not marked, it's just like a burlap bag, and you opened it up, and there was $1 million in it. What would you do?
Go to the bank.
Open a savings account, high interest.
So it's on land. that we own,
It's your land.
correct?
Yeah. There's no markings to tell who it belongs to. It's buried. It's
Oh,
buried.
wow. I would, hmm. Actually, you should report it to the police and make sure that it's not stolen money. Because what if you were to go out and you start spending all this money that you found and it was stolen, and then they come back and, well, you're the one with it, so you obviously
Mhm.
committed the crime.
Yeah, it'd be marked bills.
Yeah, marked bills.
Yeah.
But if there was no chance of marked bills, I would probably count it a blessing and take care of quite a few people's bills and some animals and some children and old people, and I would do good things with it.
That's good. That's good. You should have an advice column, Diana. You think well with the ice pack on your head.
My brain's cold, Dana. It's not boiling hot.
I think if you think of, there have been many movie plots about people finding money in the woods and keeping it, and it always ends poorly. Lots of mayhem and death usually. I think since it's on your property, I think I would take it home, not tell anyone, put it under my bed or whatever, put it in a safe in my house, and try to do research on like, I don't know the provenance of your acreage there. I don't know what it was before, who owned it before. You don't have to say, but try to figure out where did this come from. But then once, let's say you decide it's not going to bite you on the butt, you have a kind of a moral dilemma. Number one, you have a tax situation. Number two, it's a burden. Like if you go open a bank account, put $1 million in it, they're gonna, I mean, like, where did this come from? It's gonna flag, you
Yeah.
know, where did this come? They're gonna want to research it. They're gonna want to question you probably. So it's almost like having a dead body. Like, where do you put it? Not to go back to dead bodies. Your freezer is full with ice cream. What do you do with this?
Well, you
I
better
don't know,
start eating the ice cream so you can put the body in the freezer, I guess.
you could buy a
Yeah.
lot of ice cream with that.
That's funny.
Well, it is a predicament because it's like, number one, that's a lot. $1 million is going to be a big bag, a big heavy bag.
True.
You
Yeah.
can't just go out and start spending like crazy because it's going to be like, what are you doing? You know what? Uh,
Right.
so it would be I mean, it's a burden I like to try to carry, but
Well, when we round up that $1 million bag out here, you'll be the first to call.
yeah, you only have to worry about $500,000 if you give me a call.
Yeah, I really would give and do a lot of good with it. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
obviously doing fine and living before I found it.
Right.
So I would not think that that would just give me the green light to go spend that frivolously. You can do a lot of good with $1 million.
You really could. And it wouldn't take much for each person you know to relieve a burden that they have. So
Amen.
that would be fun, wouldn't it?
It would. Yes.
Okay, if you could be given the ability to read minds, would you want to?
I would not. I think I think that is personal thought area where we should not delve into that.
I think you'd be very disappointed in people that you love simply because people are flawed and they have not always nice thoughts in their brain. They would never say it out loud, but I think your feelings would be hurt. And I don't mean you, I think one's feelings would be hurt.
Sure.
And you would think, really? They think that's how they see me? You know what I mean? It'd be like,
Yeah. I think those are just best kept to yourself. And my nana always said if you can't say something good, don't say anything at all.
yeah, just keep it in your brain where people
Keep
can't
it
read
in your
it.
brain. That's right. So no, I wouldn't go there.
That would be awful. You just think about like walking through a store and somebody thinking, her pants are too short, or her pants are too tight, or she's too old to be wearing that. I mean, you'd hear all these thoughts. It would be like,
Well,
eh.
I guess when you had your skirt up underneath your pantyhose, it would have been good that you would
It was,
have known people's thoughts, because then you would have known that was happening.
good point, Diana. Way to bring it back.
Mm, I'm hitting scores
You
today.
are. You are sharp. And it's the end of a long day. You can only eat one type of food for the rest of your life. So that could be like Mexican, Italian, home cooking, like Southern home cooking, sandwiches, whatever. Doesn't have to be like bologna. It's a theme of food that you have to eat the rest of your life and nothing else. What would it be?
Italian pasta. I love
Mm.
pasta.
Yeah, you'd have so many options
Hmm.
with pasta. Yeah, I could do that. Either that or Mexican. I really could eat Mexican every day, but my tummy kind of.
Oh, yeah, my belly says no, no on that.
Well, I know you've been to Italy, and I have heard from people who have been to Italy that when you eat that fresh pasta in Italy and the sauce not out of a can or jar, you really don't gain the weight that you would when you eat it here in the
Isn't that
United States.
crazy? That is just crazy to me.
Uh-huh. So yeah,
But yes, and trust me when I say Italians can really cook, and you need to go because
yeah,
that's some good eating over there.
I'd love to. And the authentic Italian does have a lot of vegetables in
Hmm.
it too, so it's not just meat and pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just, it's not Olive Garden. Although I love an Olive Garden, got no problem.
Yes, love Olive Garden.
Endless salad. Okay, Diana, what if you had a tail?
Yeah.
What's the whole question? What if you had a tail? What kind of animal's tail would you, if you have to pick a tail of an animal to have for the rest of your life, what animal's tail would you pick?
I would pick a husky tail.
Isn't
Nice,
it beautiful?
bushy, fluffy, beautiful. And they hold it so high and proud. And yeah, a husky.
I like that. You have to spend a lot of time cutting holes in your clothes.
Well, just a little piece out of the booty of it. Then we'll pull my tail through. I would love to have a tail. I
What would you do with it?
will flip it around like Cujo baby. You know, he's a cat. He's got his little tail, and I know his mood by the way his tail moves. So I like that he has his personality, and I can tell what he's thinking through his tail.
It's so funny. I love it. I love it. I am different. I would, gotta have the tail. I think I would choose like a little chihuahua tail and just tuck it in my underwear. Not tell anybody.
Until you had sex, and then
Yeah, if I got
they're
into a
gonna,
relationship,
yeah, they're gonna wonder what that is back there.
I have to say,
I
how much do you love me? How do you feel about chihuahuas?
Isn't that funny that I would choose this big, huge, bushy tail and you
Mhm.
would choose a chihuahua? I love how different we are.
I know. And I think that's a very good therapist question, psychological question to ask people. Because I could see when you're meeting new people at your spa, your tail would just start wagging.
That's funny, just envisioning that.
And if one of them yelled, a patient yelled at you, your tail would just go down between
Yes.
your legs.
Like, oh, don't be mad at me. I'm in trouble.
Okay, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I'm trying to find a couple of good ones. All right, if you could have any power, such as great strength, flying, or being invisible, what would you choose?
I would fly.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think most people would pick that. Being invisible, you could be sneaky, but who wants to be sneaky?
No, I don't want that.
Okay. If you could neglect one of these personal hygiene things and it would have no effect, you'd have no ill side effects by skipping this personal hygiene, which one would you want to never have to do again? Shaving, brushing your teeth, or doing your nails, maintaining your nails?
Shaving.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I love to brush my teeth. Actually, my dentist tells me I brush my teeth too much. They do. And the nails gets on my nerves, but I really hate shaving.
That's interesting because I've got like three hairs on my entire body, so that's not a biggie for me, which just
Well,
means I have poor
whatever.
circulation.
We need to do a hair transplant on you then.
But I think doing my nails is fun. I've got a little nail kit that I like. I'll include a link because it's really a fun system, but I hate to brush my teeth. We've only got 2 minutes left. I hate it. I stand there and I'm so bored. Turn on the electric toothbrush and How long should I stay over here? How long should I stay over here? I walk around the house. I try to pick up things. I just get so bored brushing my teeth. What's your secret to brushing your teeth? Do you do something else while you're doing it?
Well, I don't brush my teeth for that long. I don't walk around to do stuff. I just sit there and brush my teeth for like 30 to 60 seconds. And I do it so much during the day that I feel like if you only do it once in the morning and once at night, then yes, you should put a little more time into it.
Okay.
But no, I don't. I just stand there at the sink and do it.
Okay. This is our last question, only because of time. Unfortunately, I'm having fun. Okay. When you're driving down the road and you see only one shoe on the side of the road, what scenario do you make up in your head about what happened to the other shoe and why is that shoe there?
Wow, I don't have an answer for that one because I have wondered about that.
Okay.
Um,
I think
Maybe
it
somebody got mad and threw it out the window, or I have no idea.
I think maybe somebody's moving and it fell off the back of a truck. I could have more creative answer, but we're running out of time. Listen in a minute. All right. Do you think clowns are funny or scary?
Gary,
Me too. I'm sorry, clowns. Sorry, clowns. Diana, thank you. We'll have to do this again because there's so many more good questions left, and you had such great, sharp answers. I love you. Thank you for doing this again, Diana. When you were down on your back with your ice pack, you're a trooper. I love you so much. Thank you guys for listening. Diana, take it away.
guys, we love you. Have an amazing day. Hope you laughed a little bit at our silly, crazy questions. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.